Hi friends, in this session I am going to show the demo of how to publish and consume data from RabbitMQ and to RabbitMQ. So the data transformation is one of the core feature of microservices application. So if you see in Spring Cloud, when you try to publish the message of type message enter. If I see the send method, it expects of type message. So when you are trying to publish message to RabbitMQ, we are converting our data to format message. Similarly, when you are consuming from RabbitMQ, it will be coming from message, and from that payload we are able to get our model data. So how we are transforming the data from message to our, when you are publishing to RabbitMQ, it always expects a byte array. So when it reaches to RabbitMQ, it will be byte array. Similarly, when we are going to consume, we are converting back to the expected model type. So when you are sending, we are converting this message to byte array and publishing to RabbitMQ. Similarly, when we are consuming, we are reconverting from byte array to our model. How we are doing this is by using message converters. Spring Cloud Stream has message converter interface. I'll open message converter interface. Just add here. Message converter. Message converter. So this is the interface Spring Cloud Stream uses to publish and consume the message. It has two methods. One is from message. When we are consuming the message, it will convert the message to the expected target class. And when you are publishing, it is taking that message payload and headers and trying to convert to byte array. With the message format, it will be converting to byte array. So it uses these two methods and it will publish and consume the expected format. By default, Spring Cloud Stream provides 7 implemented message converters. If you are not using, if you are not passing any content type for the message, or if you are not adding in the application.property, by default it takes application.json format. I'll just start my server and I'll show. So this is my publisher. I'm just going to start my publisher. So my publisher has output exchange. So I'm going to use the destination as sample. This is the exchange sample which has sample.q. So I'm going to use that sample exchange. So I'm going to use spring.cloud.stream.bindings. Our message channel name is output dot destination. So my destination is sample. Whatever the message I am going to publish, it will go to sample exchange. So now what I'll do, this is a post call. This is a post call. So I'm going to publish this data. Going to postman. So /localhost/emp, and body is what are the body. So I'm just publishing. So if I come to RabbitMQ, I have received one message in sample queue, and if you see, we have something called get message. You should be able to see that message. So in the get message, if I see, the message is in JSON format. So even though I didn't provide any content type or anything, by default RabbitMQ uses JSON message converter and it converts to JSON data. And again, while consuming, it will use that JSON application JSON message Marshal converter and reconvert back to expected model. So Spring Cloud Stream has these 7 implemented message converters. The default one is application JSON marshalling converter. It converts our POJO to the application.json. When it published also it will be converting to application JSON format. Similarly, when you are consuming, it will be converting from application JSON to our expected model. We have one more thing called byte array. If you want to publish the data type in application octet stream, we can use byte array message converter. And we have object stream message converter for publishing string data. And for Java data, we have JSON Marshal message converter. We can publish the data in application/x Java object. So now I am going to show how to publish string data, how to publish x Java object data. So first I am going to publish different form of data. One thing is I can use header. I can add set header with content type, whatever the content type I am expecting, like application/JSON, application/XML, or text/plain for string type of data, or if you want application x Java object. This is my content type. I can use any content type in the header and I can publish the message. Or in the application.property, I can use the content type and I can publish the message. If you are not using in the properties or in the header, by default it takes application.json. So now I am going to show how to publish string data. So I am taking this, copy pasting, same method. Here I am giving it's of type string, so /str. String. So I am going to use header as content type. So set header. In the header I am using content type. Content type. So for string we have to use text/plain. So instead of employee body, I am using some string data. Or I'll take the same employee, but I'll publish it as a string. I'll see how it goes to my consumer. So I have added test plain header. So now I am going to restart my server. Going to Postman and I'm going to publish the data. Now if I go to my Exchange queue, I can see I'll be having 2 messages. So I'm trying to get the 2 messages. The first one is without any content type header, so it's in JSON format. Second one with content type application JSON. This time also we got application JSON. Let me check what I missed. Yeah, I have used I didn't use the str method, so it is emp str. So this one only string message. So I'll go to RabbitMQ and see. So now we got 3 messages. Let me get 3. If you see third one, the content type is text/plain, and it is the string format of the employee object. If you go to modal, we can see the string format of the employee object. So this is the toString method is returning. So in the RabbitMQ we can see the same string format. Now I will try to add in the header in the application.property spring.cloud.stream.bindings dot the message channel name is output dot content type. So I am going to use text/plain. So now what I am going to do in this EMP method, the default post method, I am going to publish the message, but here I have not added the content type header, but through property application.property it should apply text/plain header. So first let me post these messages in RabbitMQ so that will not get any confusion. So I have deleted all messages in the RabbitMQ. So it is 0 messages. Now let me go to Postman and hit /emp. So now we have received one message. If I get this message, it got application JSON. Let me restart my server. So I'm going to use the default method which is not having any content type. So it's a EMP. When I try to publish message will be coming to RabbitMQ queue. So let me get the message. It has one message and it got text/plain. So even though we have not added any header, but if we added in the application.property, it will be for all the messages of this output exchange will be of type text/plain. We can override that by setting set headers in the message headers. So using when you are trying to publish, we can use set header and we can try to change that message type. Example, if I want to publish message of type xjava object application/xjava object, I'll say java instead of string java object. So header is the content type is application/xjava object. Application/xjava object. If we add type, it will be even more easy to deconvert the message object. So I am using employee type. Dot employee so application x object and type is model employee. So now I'll restart my server. This time I'm having Inside application.property, the content type is text plain. Inside code, I am using content type different than text/plain. So I am going to publish the message. So if I go to RabbitMQ, the new message will be delivered. You can see message 2 is delivered. Let me get 2 messages. So first one is text/plain without any headers. Second one is whatever the content type I have passed, application/xjava. So we can override the default that properties, whatever there in the property content type, we can override using headers. Similarly, if I want to consume these messages in my consumer, so here I am consuming. If it is a JSON, by default it converts to employee.emp. Let me start my server. Yeah, it's not listening to these messages because it is expecting input. So let me add destination is sample spring dot cloud dot bindings stream dot bindings dot input dot destination equal to sample. Similarly, Q is the group is Q. Dot group equal to Q. Let me save and restart my server. See, it failed to convert this string message, but it was able to convert that xjava object because it is of same model type. It was able to convert to payload of type employee. So if you want to consume string messages, we have to use payload type string instead of MP. Then it will be able to consume. So let me comment this and add one more stream listener. For now I'll change this itself to string. str. So I'll save and I'll start my server. So now I'm going to publish text string message employee endpoint publish text/plain. So I'm going to publish. So now my consumer able to consume that string message. So we need to use expected converter, message converter and the payload type, then only it will be able to consume the message.
One second.
See, we have 7 message converters already available. But apart from this, if you want to convert our message of type like application/XML, if you want to publish and consume XML messages, we have to provide custom implementation of the message converter. So now I want to publish XML messages. So Spring already provided the converter message Marshal message converter for XML thing. So what I have to do is we have to create a bean have typed the message Marshal converter to add to the existing list of the converters. So we have to create a bean and we have to annotate with stream message converter, public Marshal Marshal message converter. It is available as part of Spring messaging framework. Get converter, custom converter. So we need to publish this message Marshal converter. Then it will be able to consume our messages. I need to add import for bean. If I go inside this message Marshal converter, it expects marshaller and unmarshaller. Marshal is converting object to XML, Java model to XML. Unmarshal is from XML to Java. So for this I need to use Spring OXM. I have to add in pom.xml. -oxm. It has JAXB to marshaller. So I'm going to use that. JAXB to marshaller. So new JAXB to marshaller. And I have to set what classes to be converted to XML. Marshaller dot set classes to be bound. That is employee class. If you are converting different types of classes, it is varargs. You can pass those many classes. Currently I have only employee class, so I am adding employee class. Set support JAXB class element to be true. By default it is false. So now what I am doing, I am going to pass this marshaller to this message converter, this object to. Save this. So it will be able to marshal and unmarshal the XML content. Similarly in the model we have to add that XML tags like @XML element, root element for the root, and similarly element tags for the getter methods. So I have already added for name and age, similarly for other fields also, salary and address. So let me save this. So I'll add one more post method to publish XML message. This is of type XML. Message is XML. So here I am changing in content type header itself. So it is application/JSON, application/XML/XML. I'll stop my consumer for some time. Sorry, I have not stopped, I have restarted. So I'll stop consumer. I have saved my changes and I'm going to restart my publisher. So my publisher is ready. Now I'm going to publish the message. Postman. It is /XML. So when I go to RabbitMQ, I should see the message is in XML format. So let me check how many messages are there. One message. When I get this message, the content type will be application/XML and message will be in XML format. So now in the consumer side, I have to add this message marshalling message converter to the existing list of converters, so that it will be able to convert this XML data to my employee model. So what I have to do? Same way I have to add this dependency to my consumer. So I need to add the Spring OXM dependency. In this class, I need to add this stream message converter bean. So let me copy from this cloud publisher. Here it is on Marshal. JAX-B to Marshal provides both the marshaller and unmarshaller. So unmarshaller. And to convert my model, here it is employee. ToString. If I go inside employee object, I need to add that XML tags. So I need to add XML root tag, root element for the class level, and similarly for getter level, XML element. Save this and restart my consumer. Now it should be able to consume the message. See, it is able to convert that XML message to my employee model and able to print that toString. Thank you friends. If you like my videos, please subscribe to my channel.